Okay, I really hope I'm recording now. I just talked for I don't know how long, and I looked back just to check the time on my flash drive, and it said an error, so I have no idea when to stop recording, so I get to do it all over again. So I feel like I had made some really good points, and I just hope it all works out, but it's crazy. But that's, life of technology. So we're gonna jump into it. Welcome back to the podcast. If you haven't listened before, my name's Alicia. I'm a student at BGSU, making a podcast talking about popular music and its effect on popular culture and how popular culture has affected popular music. I have 2 other episodes, an intro and one talks about genre, that you can go listen to. If you want to listen to the first and be like, oh, I like Kara's, see what else she has to say, go check those out. I have many more episodes to come. I like talking about music. I'm a pop culture minor, so I'm combining those 2 into this lovely project of the POPCAST. I keep it pretty chill. It's I'm just talking to you in my living room, because that's what I like to do. I can talk about music, and I think it's really fascinating, and I like to talk about trends of music and things. So that's what this podcast is. If you want to know more about what popular culture is and stuff, I'm just gonna check out my intro episode where I do a really poor explanation of explaining it. A really bad job of explaining it. But yeah. So I'm back with another episode. If you did listen to my genre episode, sorry, I want to make sure it was actually recording. I mentioned how there were so many points I wanted to make in that episode, but I didn't want to delve into it because I want to talk about it in my TikTok episode. And so I was I don't want to wait to make those points, that way I can bring them up in later episodes if I need to. So I moved some episodes around, and today I'm going to be doing my TikTok episode where I talk about the rise of TikTok and its effect on the popular music scene, and how artists how artists are promoting themselves, how people are finding music, and how artists are becoming big, and how it's being used as a platform, as a social media, and as a way of promoting music, because I find that really fascinating. I think it's definitely has an effect. I didn't really, I was okay, yeah, it does, but then the more I delved into it, I was oh yeah, it definitely does have a big role in music, because music is a big part of TikTok. It may be more of a role than you actually think it does. It definitely does depend on how you use TikTok, which I'll talk about in a bit. But if you just really look at it, the amount of the fact that the power of TikTok and its users and people have of how music is perceived and received and popularized through the app is kind of crazy. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk a bit about how I discovered TikTok, a bit what TikTok is, how I use it in the music scene and stuff, in the world of music, and then delve into some research I've done on it. And like I said, I will link everything down below of any articles I talk about or anything like that. I'll link down below for you to check out as well as my social medias and email. And if you want to talk to me about points I made or bring up some new points and stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into it, because I have lots to talk about. And so that sounds interesting to you, definitely stay tuned, and listen, and feel free to share your thoughts. Yeah, let's just go ahead and delve into TikTok. So if you don't know what TikTok is a social media app I'm not sure when it became TikTok. It was previously Musical.ly, which is a lip syncing, maybe dance app, video making app. I don't know. I wasn't ever on it. I had sisters who were on it. It was big when I was high school, maybe. I don't remember. I just remember hearing about it, and there were some people who were big on it. I don't know. And eventually it became TikTok, I believe. It blew up when COVID first started in 2020. I personally think downloaded it in January of 2020, I think. Maybe December. like maybe right before Christmas of 2019. It's like sometime around then I downloaded the app. And didn't use it too much. I downloaded it because I had some bands who had some stuff going on in it. I just wanted to check it out, like songs that were going popular and some different things like that. So I looked it up that way. And then like I made a couple of videos, like 1 or 2 videos before quarantine and stuff. And then I got sent home from my dorm room. So I was living at home, and I was like, I have all these vinyls, and I have nothing else to do. So how about I do this trend where like I pick a random number, and whatever number corresponds to that vinyl in my collection, I'll listen to it. So I turned it into like a TikTok thing where like every day I'd be like, okay, let's pick our number, and then I find the record and I showed the record and I talk about the album, and then that was it. And then I just listened to the album. So that's what I use it for. I use it from time to time now. Talk about music. I talk about One Direction on there. I talk about concerts, different bands I like, different things like that. I have like 150 followers, nothing big. I'm not going viral or anything, but it's fun to talk about things I find. I like watching videos about stuff I like on there. Me and my friends will send each other videos back and forth about it. People make videos about like things going on in their lives, talk about music. They'll do like talk about news. People will do like comedy bits, sketches, impersonations. People will post bits from like either like they're using them comedy. They'll post like some other like clips on there. People talk about like, oh, you should check out this movie. You should check out this product, or yeah, just different things like that. There's so much stuff on there. It's really big for like dance trends and different stuff like that. And it's you do videos that are like anywhere from like 15 seconds to like 3 minutes long. I think it's how long you can make a video for. Started off as like being up to like 30 seconds, and then I think it went up to a minute, and then it went up to like 3 minutes. So like there's so much more you can do on there. There's different trends that go viral on there as far as like dances and like different things like that. But yeah, so that's TikTok. Everyone uses it for different purposes. You have like your people you follow, then you have like your For You page where it like shows you recommended videos based on what you've interacted with and what they think you like and stuff. And that's how a lot of people go viral, is through the For You page. So I'm going to talk about how it's used in the world of music. And how people are using it to find music, and how artists are using it to promote themselves and to help their music gain listeners. Sorry, I'm going to keep checking back to make sure it's actually recording. So, TikTok. One of the ways it's like how one of the ways like it's affecting the music scene is like it's how a lot of people find music. In this article, I took a couple different stats here. It said that 60% of apps users seek songs on streaming service after hearing them on the app. So that's a good portion of the people who they're hearing a song because it's used in a dance, it's used in a trend. They're hearing someone talk about the song, it's used in the background of something. It somehow is promoted to them on the app. And like, oh, if you like this, you should check out this song. Like, those types of videos are popular, or someone's just like, hey, I made this song, check it out. That way, and they're like, okay, I will. And then they just go and listen to it on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever afterwards, and adding it to a playlist, or being like, oh, it wasn't for me, and then moving on. But it's still them checking it out after they heard it. The app is allowing. Oh my God, I've done this already, and so I'm trying to remember what I said. It's like people are finding a song, so they're like watching a video, and they're like, oh, that song sounds kind of catchy, or oh, I can relate to that, or that sounds interesting. So they're going and finding that song somewhere afterwards, and maybe adding it to a playlist, or showing their friends, or talking about it on their own social media, and it's helping people get some promotion and helping people gain listeners. And then it also says 75% of TikTok users use it to find new music. So it means they are actively using TikTok as a way to find music, which is definitely a way that I'm using it. For sure. Like I am someone who would definitely will be like, oh, someone will be like in their car, like, I just made this like song that I think everyone can relate to, or like, I made this song that talks about this specific situation. I'm like, yep, that's definitely me. So then I'm liking that video and hoping to go back and find it later or whatever. People are actively using the app to find new music. That means they're going on the app, and when they see a song that they like, they're going, like, they're looking for videos to show music, to find music to listen to. And that's definitely one of the ways I use it. I am someone who will see a video like someone in their car and being like, oh, I made this song that like talks about this specific situation, and oh, you guys check it out, and they play part of it. Or, hey, I made this song that's gonna be #1 song of the summer. Or I made this song that talks about my breakup, and you all will like it. Or please listen to it, or like something like that. And I'm like, okay, like that sounds really cool. I'll listen to it. Like they'll play part of the song. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of digging it. And so I like the video and then never go back to it. But I'm fixing that, because there will be times where I'm like, oh, yep, I definitely will. I'll check it out, and then like I'll actually go back and listen to it. Like one of my top songs that was played on Spotify in 2021 was a song because of a video like that. It was called Xless by Kate Stephenson. When I found the video, I was like definitely related to my situation at the time, or how I was feeling, and so I was like, yes, for sure, I should go check this out. And like I'd forgotten about it. Like I think the song was about to come out or something. Like it hasn't been released yet. And then like I was like in the parking lot of where I work. Like I got in there early one day, and I was like, oh, that song, I should see if it's out. It was like a month or so later, and so I remember, for someone pulled it out of the back of my brain and was like, oh, I think it was called Xless. And so I listened to it, and I was like, yep, definitely describes me. This is how I'm feeling. And I just listened to it a lot, like, and it's on my like repeat playlist and like different things like that on Spotify, and then like it was in my top played. And that's because I was taking along on TikTok. It wasn't like some big like radio hit or anything. It was like I found this song on TikTok, and I really liked it. So I was like, I should really use these videos that I'm liking about songs. Like I should probably look at this stuff. So I went through all of my likes on TikTok, put them all in my favorites, and I'm slowly going through them and deciding if I actually like these songs, if I like them, if I want to check these bands more or these artists more, if I want to add them to playlists, because if I like it, I should use these videos that I'm liking and find music. But there's just so much of it, and like videos about like these cool playlists that I want to check out, or different things like that. So I went through anything that was like something music that I had liked, because I wanted to remember to check it out, and I just never went back to it, and I'm going through it right now. But so what if it's months later or a year later? I'm still using it to check out music. But that's how a lot of people are using it. Like they're going through like certain tags on TikTok of like, oh, I want to check out like a new rock artist, or I want to check out like a new rap artist, or someone who's making like music that's like indie or like folk or whatever, and they're going through tags related to that on TikTok, and they're finding music that way. And it's like not the artists that are like these big name artists. There's like these people who are making music in their bedrooms, and they're promoting themselves on TikTok because they don't have the luxury of having a home management team. And that's how people are finding music, which is really, really cool. A lot of people should do that. I think a lot of people should take advantage of that feature of TikTok. If you're someone who wants to branch out from like what's like on the charts and stuff, or like these big name artists, you want to find some smaller artists, use TikTok to do so. Like there's so much out there, and you can just like go through your For You page, look at those like songs that are like in backgrounds of videos, or like those artists who are like being like, hey, check out my stuff, like go look at them, or go through tags or whatever, because there's so much out there for you like to check out that like maybe isn't necessarily getting like millions or thousands of views. Like they're smaller people who are like just trying to like promote themselves. Take advantage of that. Look through it. Find some cool music on there because there's so much out there. So definitely go do that. Take advantage of that feature. Some people are doing it already, and they're probably finding some really cool music. Some up and coming artists. And I love when I find out like artists that's like small and like I can watch them grow. Like I become like a proud mom. I'm like, oh my god, there's something like I've had bands like that where I've like watched them grow, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. But that's just me being like the mom friend who like likes to watch people go big. Now I'm gonna talk about like the main thing that I think TikTok has done for the music scene, and that is how it is a great tool for artists to promote themselves. It is shifting and changing the way how music and artists are promoted. And if you think about it, it's kind of crazy. Because you don't need a bunch of money. You don't need a whole management team in order to get your name out there anymore. You don't need to pay for a bunch of ads or plays or promotions or anything like that to get your name out there. You can just make a video in your bedroom for free, and you can become a big name or get a good amount of plays or followers and things like that. TikTok is a free platform where all you need is your phone, and you can make a name for yourself in music. You can make a video just talking about the song you made, or making a dance to it, or some sort of trend, and you can post it and put a couple hashtags on there, and all it takes is for telling on the right person's For You page, and it's going viral. And it's crazy. Like, you could literally just make a video and end up people's pages and gets enough shares, maybe a big account on TikTok posts about it, or it just ends up in enough pages and like it shows, and people are sharing it and talking about it and showing all their followers, and before you know it, you're gaining thousands of followers, thousands of plays, and you're becoming the next big song. And that's all without a management team. That's all without a label. That's just you in your bedroom or your car or outside, or you're just somewhere, and you did it all on your own. You didn't have like a big name like Universal Music promoting you. You're just doing it because you liked your song, or you wanted to promote yourself, and it becomes the next big thing, and it's trending on Spotify, and it's crazy. Like, or you put a song on TikTok, and you're like, maybe someone will use this song, and it gets picked up for a trend, and everyone's using that song in a trend, and so because that song's getting used in a dance or some sort of video trend on TikTok, it's then trending on Spotify, and then people are checking out that song on Spotify, and then people are checking out your other stuff, and then you have so many more fans, and it's crazy. Like, just because you posted a little video or something on TikTok, and it ended up on people's For You pages, or it got someone who has like 1 million followers or so made a video talking about the song, or used the song in a video, and now more people are checking out the song, and then you have thousands of followers, all because of TikTok. And it's crazy because it's not like you knew it was going to do that, because you cannot predict what's going to go viral on TikTok. You can't predict what's going to trend. You can't predict what trends are going to work and when others don't, because you can probably go on TikTok and there's so many people trying to make a certain trend or song like go viral, and it's just not working. Like, there are certain things, that if you put in a TikTok trend or a song or whatever, there's a good chance it'll get picked up, but you can't guarantee it, because it's completely in the hands of the users of TikTok. And there's such a wide range of people who use TikTok and so many different things on the app that it's hard to actually predict what will go viral and what won't. Like the chances are that if it's like a dance and it's like easy to do, it's simple, there's some sort of like element to it that makes it catchy or stand out or whatever, something fun in it, and it's short and it's upbeat or whatever, and you can post that. There's a chance that it could go viral. It's relatable or something like, or it's similar to something that's gone viral before. Like there's a good chance it's gonna hit enough people where it's gonna get some traction. But you don't know that. You're taking a risk every time you post a video whether or not it's gonna work or not. I could go home and put something on TikTok, and there's a 50-50 shot that it's gonna reach anyone because there's so many people on the app. The app is so saturated with different things and so many different uses. But I don't know that's gonna be a hit. But if it ends up on the right person's page, ends up on enough people's pages, and gets shared enough, you're going to gain traction and you're going to gain some followers. And not saying everyone has that happen, becomes like, has millions of followers, but you could like go from like 1,000 followers to 10,000, 40,000, 100,000 followers just because it just shows up on enough people's For You pages, people like it, and are commenting and are sharing it, are listening to it, and are liking it because they relate to it. Like, it's crazy. And it's for free. Like, it's free promotion, and people who talk about the song or post about it or reshare it from the app on their own accounts, that's free promotion, free PR, just because of an app. And that's crazy to think about. Like, there's no big name behind it. It's all done by you, maybe some friends, but you're not putting thousands of millions of dollars behind like a music video or like into like an ad on like YouTube or an ad on the radio or anything like that. You're just doing it because like you believe in yourself and you're like, this app is available to me, so I'm gonna use it and post a video about it because I like really like my stuff and I want people to hear it. And so you make a video about it, and then you gain a bigger following than you had the day before, because that's how quickly it happens. It can happen within hours on TikTok. You could post a video, like, it's 3:12 right now. I could post a video at 3:12 p.m. on Sunday, January 16th, right? That's today's date. By 8 p.m., it could have 100,000 views. It could have 1 million views because I posted it and it got picked up, and then all of a sudden it's like crazy. And that's how fast it can happen. I could wake up, I could go to bed right now. I could post a video and go to bed. I could wake up in the morning, open up my phone, and have 1 million followers. Just because something in that video clicked and people liked it. Like, it's crazy. Like, that's how crazy and fast TikTok is. Like, if you, like, next time someone, like, has something go viral on TikTok, and as soon as you catch it, like, look at their count of the video. Okay, be like, okay, I'm making a melon of it, and go back to it in, like, 12 hours. See how much they've grown. Because it's crazy how fast they can grow. And maybe it's not as drastic as, like, 1 million followers overnight. Sometimes it's, like, simply, like, their song went from, like, 1,000 plays to 10,000 plays to 100,000 plays in, like, a day. And that's still a gigantic increase in their listeners and people who know their stuff, who have heard their name, all because of an app. And that's that's so new. Like, if you really think about it, like, the internet and social media has changed the way people find music, how people listen to music, how people consume music, why people listen to music, and how they find artists, and how quickly things become popular. And so as the internet has grown, how people find music has grown, has changed. And nowadays, TikTok is, like, just taking it to a whole new level. Because the app itself is based around music, if you think about it, like dances and stuff. So people took that, and that's how a lot of songs went viral. That's how, like, Doja Cat, I believe, like, got big. There's some other songs that, like, because of TikTok, artists grew, and stuff. people got their name out there. That's a thing. It's dances. People are like, oh, people find music through these dances. I'm gonna like make videos and trends with these. So people do different trends with songs in the background, like flashbacks, putting pictures, doing like mashups of songs and stuff, so that people are making videos with that. And then artists are using it as like, I'm just gonna talk about my music on TikTok and see what happens. And then that's crazy. People are posting like, oh, I made this music video, like check it out. People are collabing. The TikTok people are like hooking, like big names are collabing through TikTok. Like people are like, oh, I really like this song. So I'm gonna talk about it, and then, oh, like, you want to work together? Like, let me tell you about I listen to Youngblood. So back, I think it was last year, it's in 2021, I believe it was. Maybe it was 2021. I don't know, sometime between 2020 and 2021. Because I don't know. At some point, his song "Parents," started going big on TikTok. They're getting used. The song had been out for a little while. For some reason, it got picked up again, which is a point I want to make. So he was like, I'll make videos with this song, or I'll repost them, or duet some of them, or something like that. And like people were like putting like their own verses over like this part, like different parts of the song. And so some like a girl, so someone had done that, and he duetted it, I believe, and then like liked it, and so they worked together and they recorded a version of the song, and they collabed and they released the version of the song with that part in it because of TikTok, because he's like, oh, I put a challenge out there, and use the sound, put your own verses in there, your own lyrics, do your own thing with the song and whatever. And now they have a song together on Spotify that you can listen to. And like, that's crazy. Like, because of an app. Like, isn't that like wild to think about? Like, they didn't go through like, oh, I'll talk to your people, talk to my people, like we're gonna work together through like our label because we have the same labels. Like, no, it was just because of TikTok. Like, that's crazy. And it's crazy. Like, it's just because of an app. Like, there's no need for these big labels. Like, of course, like there are labels who like work with TikTok, like management companies or whatever. They're like telling artists to like make TikToks or whatever, and they're like giving money to like different influencers to promote their stuff, or they're putting money behind videos and like giving money to TikTok for ads and all that stuff, because obviously like TikTok is still a company, it's still a brand, it's still the thing. So there's still gonna be ads and money used to like promote things over certain things. So that's still a thing, but there's no guarantee that it's gonna be maybe as big as they thought it would be, because if like Colombia can like find who they think is gonna be the next Justin Bieber, right? Like, it could be like, oh, this artist we have right here, he's the next big star, right? So they can sign him, make his TikTok account. They could like make all this music. They're gonna add his new song to TikTok. He's gonna make a video talking about it or using it in a trend or whatever. They're gonna pay Charlie D'Amelio or whoever to talk about it. They're gonna make a video together. They're gonna do a dance to it or whatever. They're gonna do an ad for it, whatever. And they're gonna like put all this money into it, make all this stuff, do all these ads, all these videos or whatever, and like it gets some traction. You get some followers and stuff, whatever. But there's no guarantee it's going to be big. There's no guarantee that he's going to gain millions of followers because of it. Because someone who's similar, who is unsigned, he's in the middle of Nebraska making his own stuff on TikTok, he could just as easily go just as viral. Just because people like his stuff better, or he ended up on the right person's For You page. And it's crazy. Because nowadays it's like not necessarily leveling out the playing field, but it's making it that much easier for an artist who is unsigned to gain a following as someone who is signed to like a Columbia or a Republic or whatever. And it's kind of crazy. Like, if you think about it, like, to think that I could go home, right? I could write the next big breakup song. I can't sing. But I could go home, write the next breakup song, produce it, all of that, put it on TikTok, make a video about it, right? I could be in my room talking about it, play 30 seconds of it, and tell people to go listen to it. And I could post about it, put some hashtags or whatever. And it could hit the right For You pages or whatever. People can post about it. People can like it, comment it, share it on their Snapchats, their Instagram stories, whatever. And I could wake up tomorrow with like 100,000 followers. And that's just because of TikTok. Like, that's crazy, right? It's wild. It's wild to think about that it upholds that much power. And it really does. Like, nowadays, I feel like to have a name, to, like, if you want to be like an artist who is involved in social media, if you want to promote yourself, there is almost a need to have a TikTok. I'm not saying it's necessary if you want to be big, or if you want to have a following to have a TikTok, but I feel like you're missing a whole sector of a chance to have an audience if you don't have a TikTok. And I think there's so many different people in different realms of business and entertainment and the world who are now realizing the power of TikTok. So they're making a TikTok account and using it in different ways. Like, it's being used to promote comedy, it's being used to promote movies, it's being used to promote TV shows, books, so much of that. Like, there's so many different areas of TikTok. Like, there's book talk, there's music, there's dance, there's movies, there's like art, there's like making crafts. Like, there's so many different realms of it that if you want to reach a part of your community that you want to reach, you almost have to make a TikTok. And that's crazy to think that, like, having a certain social media account is, like, necessary to maybe reach the full potential you can and reach as many people as possible. And, like, if you think about, like, years ago, that wasn't a thing. Like, to make it big, you had to sign to a record label and get, like, a producer and manager and stuff, and you had to, like, get on the radio and promote yourself that way and do all this stuff. But nowadays, maybe all you need is just a social media account. And that's kind of wild, like, to think about how much has changed and how different things are. Like, the reach you could have by just having a social media account. By just being like, I made this thing, make a video about it in a minute, and now it's out there. And you could have thousands of followers overnight. Like, that's wild. Because even think about the amount of people you can reach worldwide with that. Like, it's crazy. Like, you can, like I said, be like in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, right? And you can have fans all over. You can have fans in Australia and Brazil, and Spain and London and France, in Japan. Like, you could have fans everywhere through an app like TikTok. Like, you could end up on someone's For You page who lives thousands of miles away from you, and now you have a fan in Japan. And you can find music from Japan. You can find music from Brazil, from India, from everywhere. Just because of TikTok. Like, you can just find so many people, different artists. You can help grow your fan base. Like, through TikTok, because it's global. It's in so many different places, and you never know whose For You page you're going to end up on and how they're going to promote you, because someone across the globe could find you, really like you, and talk about you to their friends and promote you on their accounts. And through the power of the internet and the power of fans and the power of fandom, now you have followers all over the world. And it's crazy to think that, because before the internet and things like this, it took a good amount of time to reach somewhere that was outside of, like, where you're from. Like, you couldn't just, release a song today and then all of a sudden, like, someone across the world hears it. it took time, like it took work to break out in somewhere else. But now it can happen instantly. Like an example I always think about is Måneskin. I don't know how you say their name. There's this rock group from Italy who won Eurovision. Who they already had somewhat of a following in Italy and stuff. I'm not sure how many people like outside of Italy knew them, how big they were, like, but they won Eurovision. And then once they won, they were all over my TikTok For You page. Like, there was like a good month or so where I could not open up the app and I could not see a video about them, hear their stuff. People like were connected to them. They liked their music. They liked their look. They liked their sound. For some reason, people were drawn to them. And so they became like this global sensation. Like, they were everywhere. They were all over social media. They came to the U.S. They did, like, I think, like a fashion week or something. They were performing on, like, The Voice. They were doing award shows. They were making appearances everywhere. So part of that was Eurovision. Part of it was Larry had a following. And then the power TikTok, I think, they just exponentially grew. And it was crazy. They were everywhere, right? There's different probably other people have happened, like other groups and singers that happened like that. That's just the first one that pops into my head. I mean, of course, K-pop's everywhere, but like I mentioned before, K-pop is a whole different breed. It's a whole different thing. It's been around for a long time, and that's just, there's so much more behind K-pop that I just am not educated enough or feel confident enough to talk about. So I don't want to talk about it too much, but like, think about K-pop, how big it is, and how global its fan base is. And that's just crazy. It's just crazy the impact and power of a social media app is. And it's not just new music. Like, all of a sudden, like, you can make old music. Like, an older song can go popular. Like, a song that's been out for months, a song that's been out for years, all of a sudden it's trending now again. Because of TikTok, because it got popular in a trend. So now an artist that's like, I haven't talked about this song in, like, years, but now everyone's using it on TikTok, and now it's, like, back on the charts. Like, that's crazy. Like, and it's just, like, it just goes back to, you never know what's gonna go viral. You never know. You can try and predict it. Like, this article I found, like, talks about that, like, there are teams that's dedicated to monitoring the app and trying to figure out what's going to be the next big thing and trying to make music and things that will go popular. But, like, you can try, but I don't know if you're going to be able to predict it, like, to decide, okay, yep, that's going to be the next big thing. Like, it's just so hard. Like, it's so difficult. Like, it's like, and I think that's true for anything. You never know what's going to come back. Like, there's so many things, like, from the past that, like, come back as trends in fashion and TV and things, and it's the same thing for TikTok. Like, you never know what's going to be the next big thing tomorrow. We can wake up tomorrow, open up TikTok app, and the weirdest thing could be trending. And we had no idea that would. But in a way, it makes sense. Like, you just don't know. And it's crazy. And to think that just because a song trends on TikTok, it's going to end up in the Billboard Top 100 or, like, trend in the viral Top 50 on Spotify. And you could have had no listens on that song, like, a day prior or a week prior, and it's all because you decided to post a video on TikTok, and people decided that they liked it and they were going to promote it, and just all in the hands of the audience. It's all in the hands of society. It's all in the hands of the TikTok users in pop culture. Like, it gets crazy. And probably what's popular on TikTok will probably dictate what kind of music's popular and what kind of music trends are going to stick around for a while. Yeah, people are really vibing to one sound. That's probably what's going to go popular. Like, there's definitely, like, artists and, like, sounds that you probably have been like, oh, like, this sounds familiar. Like, I've heard it a lot on TikTok, or, like, I've heard a lot of artists who, like, started on TikTok who are making music that sounds like this. It's because people were liking it. People were listening to it and liking it and promoting it and buying it or streaming it, and so other artists were making a sound that sounded similar. So that's what's popular. That's what's people are listening to. So a lot of artists are probably morphing their sound to sound like that, because they know people are gonna like it, and they know people are gonna listen to it because it sounds like it's on TikTok. And so TikTok can easily decide what's gonna work in music and what's not going to, because that's where a lot of people who are consuming music probably are getting their music from. That's where it's the app that they're using. And so if they want to hit that certain range of people, teenagers, college kids, they're going to look to TikTok. They're going to look to see what people are listening to, what people are sharing, what people are using in videos, and they're going to make music that sounds like that. They're going to make music that they think will work for those types of things, those type of videos, that type of sound. That's what they're going to make. And that just, I think, shows the grip and power that the app holds. TikTok can easily decide what's popular, what's not popular, what's going to be the next hit, and vice versa. In a way, it's people who use TikTok that are ultimately deciding that. TikTok has a power of promoting things, and it has the ability to show people certain things that they want to show. But that power is also through the users, because they can easily just scroll past things and not adapt it. But again, if they get shown enough things that they're gonna be influenced by it. So it's both. It's the app and it's also the users. I think so. To understand how TikTok is affecting music and trends of that nature, you need to understand that it's both the app and it's also the users. And you need to understand how people are using the app. You need to understand people are using it to find music. Artists are using it to promote themselves. And it's not necessarily just the big music labels. It's also chance. It's also people who are just making it themselves, who are just taking a risk and promoting it, and have a small group of people working with them. And now they're big. So, I mean, it's just a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to understand, and it's gonna change in a year. Like, you're gonna listen back to this episode and you're gonna be like, that's not how it works anymore. And it's like, that's gonna be okay. It's because things are constantly changing. The app's constantly changing. And a lot of this is just like based on observation, and I can be completely wrong, but this is just what I think, what I've understood, what I've seen, what I've read, and understood. And I don't think there's a right or wrong way of looking at it. It's a lot. It's big artists using it as a way to promote themselves and reach new audiences of people, but it's also these smaller artists who are just like, I need to promote myself, so I'm going to take advantage of every free opportunity I can, and TikTok's the way to do it. Of course, TikTok has like their own team of people who are in charge of music, so they're gonna pick and choose, what things they're gonna promote music wise. They're gonna choose like what songs are gonna be shown when you click on sounds, and what's trending and what's that they're gonna promote. So that plays a role in it as well. But also there are people out there who will dig and dig and dig, and they're gonna find that most, under-promoted, obscure thing and be like, I like this, I'm gonna show this, and then that becomes the next big thing. So who really knows? It's just, TikTok is a beast. It's a lot to comprehend and try to understand, and I don't know if we'll ever fully understand it and its power, but I think it's good we're talking about it. I think we need to talk about it. I think we need to understand it, because I don't think it's going away anytime soon. It's only growing. So, but who knows? Next week there could be another big app, but you never know. But for right now, we have TikTok, and we gotta try and understand it. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. I'm pretty sure I probably have more, but I rambled for enough about TikToks for today. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts on this. Let me know how you use TikTok as far as music goes. Have you found a song on TikTok that you really liked? Let me know. know what your thoughts on these topics are. Let me know if you have never used TikTok and you have no interest in using it. Let me know why. Because there's definitely people who don't use it, and I'm just curious to know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you've any artists on TikTok that you like and you follow. Let me know how you find things on TikTok. Let me know your thoughts, as always. Feel free to follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, on my TikTok. Feel free to email me. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about in a future episode. Yeah, and as always, if you want to share your thoughts with me, I just ask that you be respectful, and I'll be respectful. Because we have to appreciate each other's views and thoughts, and listen to one another. Because there's no right thought and wrong thought. Because, I don't know, just, we have to appreciate everyone's thoughts and opinions. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. Feel free to check out my other episodes if you haven't. Stay tuned for future episodes. And yeah, but thank you for listening to the podcast. I've been Alicia, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.